I was 28 when I realized I'd spent an entire decade chasing dreams I never actually planned to catch. My hands were shaking as I sat in my studio apartment, staring at the eviction notice on my kitchen counter. 3 months behind on rent. My business had collapsed again. This was the third failed startup in 5 years, and I was drowning in debt that felt like concrete shoes pulling me into an ocean I couldn't escape. My family had stopped taking my calls. My ex had left 6 months earlier, and I remember her last words, "You're always dreaming, but you never actually do anything." That sentence echoed in my head like a curse I couldn't break. I thought I was a goal setter. I had vision boards. I had journals full of affirmations. I'd read every self-help book on Amazon. But sitting there in that empty apartment with nothing but failure to show for 10 years of manifesting, I realized something terrifying. I had no idea what I was actually doing wrong. That night, I made a decision that changed everything. I stopped looking for motivation and started hunting for a system. What I discovered over the next 2 years wasn't just about setting goals. It was about rewiring how I thought about success, failure, and who I actually was underneath all the broken promises I'd made to myself. The first thing I learned came from the most unexpected place. I'd taken a job stocking shelves at a warehouse just to survive, working night shifts because I couldn't face people during the day. My supervisor was this older guy named Marcus, who'd been there 30 years. Everyone thought he was just another lifer stuck in a dead-end job. But I noticed something strange. He had a notebook he carried everywhere, and every night at exactly 2 a.m. during break, he'd pull it out and write. One night, curiosity got the better of me. "What are you always writing?" I asked. He looked at me with these tired but somehow alive eyes and said, "Tomorrow's 3 things." That's when he taught me the first principle, specificity over fantasy. Marcus explained that for 30 years, every single night, he wrote down 3 specific things he'd accomplish the next day. Not dreams, not wishes, not "I want to be successful," but concrete, measurable actions. Replace the light bulbs in Section C. Call my daughter at noon. Walk 3 miles after my shift. He'd built his entire life, put 2 kids through college, bought a house, maintained a 30-year marriage by never letting a day pass without 3 specific, achievable wins. I started that night. 3 things, specific, measurable, no room for interpretation. Apply to 5 jobs, cook 1 real meal, walk around the block twice. It felt almost stupid how small it was, but something happened. For the first time in a decade, I actually completed what I set out to do. The second principle hit me 2 months later when I landed a job at a marketing firm. My cubicle neighbor was this woman named Sarah, who had a reputation for crushing every project she touched. I expected her to be intense, aggressive, one of those hustle culture warriors. Instead, she was calm. Almost eerily calm. I finally asked her secret during a lunch break. She smiled and said something that sounded insane. I reverse engineer everything. She explained that most people set goals by looking forward, imagining where they want to be, but she worked backward. She'd visualize the exact moment of success in vivid detail, then trace every step in reverse until she reached today. If I want this campaign to generate 50,000 leads by December, I work backward. What needs to happen in November, October, September, today? She didn't just set destinations, she built roads. I tried that weekend with a goal I'd abandoned years ago, running a marathon. Instead of saying, "I want to run 26 miles someday," I picked a specific race, October 15th, 8 months away.